皆様ごきげんよう。そして本当に申し訳ございませんでした。Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I am extremely sorry. 本当にごめんなさい。I wasn't, let me explain, though. Let me explain. ちょっと説明させてください。my streaming platform, no, not platform, software that I use, like when you start the stream and when you accidentally double click it, it ends the stream. ごめんなさい。弁明をさせていただきますと、OBS って、配信始めるじゃないですか。間違えてダブルクリックしちゃったら、配信終わっちゃうんですよ。なのでちょっと間違えて終わらせちゃって。So, I accidentally ended the stream without myself really like realizing. But it's not my fault. It is my fault. I'm so sorry. 本当にごめんなさい。本当に申し訳ございません。I am so sorry, especially for those who were waiting. ちょっと前のリンクで待ってくださってた皆様、本当にそれこそ申し訳ないんですけど、ちょっと I'll get better. I know I've been doing this for like, what, 7 months now? Supposed to be around the time that I'm already like used to it, but I don't know. そう、ごめんなさい。ということで、ハディールさん、こんばんは、ごきげんよう。アレックさん、こんばんは、ごきげんよう。レミリアスカーレット、or ストロベリーさん。はい、こんばんは、ごきげんよう。ミーデンさん、おはようございます。ごきげんよう、こんばんは。ということで、Welcome to the... Oh yes, thank you so much for realizing. I changed it. I changed the background music. ジュンさんもごきげんよう。Good evening. Thank you for joining. Yes, I changed the background music because I was like, this background music is more of like for really like, you know, moody. Not moody isn't the right word, is it? It's more of like calming. I needed something a little bit more like uplifting. Irit-san, konbanwa. And again, sorry again so much for everybody who were waiting on the other one. I'm gonna delete the other stream that ended in like 30 minutes. I'm not 30 minutes, 30 seconds. ということで、here we are. Study with Mizuki 2023 second follow-up stream. Yay. Let me know if the background music is too loud or anything. I actually haven't really had time to check on my own. So I'm hoping it's not too loud. If it is, let me know. Hi. It's perfect. I agree. It's more upbeat. Okay, cool. Sweet. Thank you. I thought that this will like be a little bit more, you know, fun thing to do. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, which I don't know if any of you don't know, but Study with Mizuki is a challenge that I spontaneously decided to start. It's a challenge where I challenge people, I guess you, to memorize 1,000 Japanese words in 6 months. But it's been almost a month, and I think a lot of you maybe have been realizing how hard it actually is to try to memorize 5 or 6 words a day. So, if you feel like you're falling back, don't worry. I know that a lot of you are like, you know, full-time like workers, you work full-time, you might even have families, so don't worry. At the end of the day, the final goal is to grow as individuals in the Japanese language, or to grow as an individual, because I don't know, I think that sounds really cool of a word to say. Just so you know, okay, here we go. I colored it. Vocab tracker. This is my original vocab tracker. I tried to color it with like really cute vintagey looking colors. If you are following, and if you are actually managing to study 5 to 6 words every day, if not, really, don't worry about it. But if you have been, I believe you are around being able to I don't know if you can see that. I think it's about time that you probably have memorized or tried to learn 120 words. So, just so you know. But again, don't worry if you haven't. It's totally fine. Everybody's lives are really different. We all learn in different speed. We all have different things that we have to do. So again, don't worry too much. ゼロさんこんばんは。間違えて30秒ぐらいで配信終わらせちゃって、ちょっとそんなつもりはなかったんですけど、なんかちょっと待機所ってかね、立て直しました。はい。すみません、本当。もうご迷惑をおかけしております。Okay, so that's that. There's that. So there's gonna be two parts of this stream today. In the first part, I will be looking over your progresses, and then after that, if you have any questions about any of the words, any of the phrases, grammar, I'll try to be answering questions since, you know, today's supposed to be the day that I stream on Twitch. Answering your questions about the Japanese language. So I'm planning on trying to fit it into like maybe 45 minutes. The first part into 45 minutes, and then after that, hoping to do at least like 10-15 minutes of Q&A if you have any. Okay, any questions? 何か質問はございますか? So just FYI, I'm not sick anymore, but my asthma cough comes back a little bit more at nighttime, so I might cough once in a while, but sorry about that. Please know that I'm actually feeling pretty fine. Yes. So yeah. Okay. ってことで始めようと思います。I don't know if you knew this, but I'm actually on Instagram too. I'm thinking of like revisiting how I use Instagram. So I think I'm gonna delete all the posts that I have, and I will probably start posting something else. Like I'm thinking of starting to use Instagram as a place where I store all the fan art that I get or art that I commission, which is super fun. And I'm thinking of starting to do that around my year mark, around my birthday. But I actually am on Instagram, and somebody decided to actually post on Instagram too. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're gonna start from Instagram. Hi. Oh wow, this is big. ちょっと待って、めっちゃ大きい。I wasn't expecting this to be really big. Okay. I have a lot more. ということで、just going to go through. Sorry, I thought I was gonna be prepared by screenshotting. I don't know if this is gonna work. Again, we'll get better after stream. But どなただったっけ? Oh, it's your name. It's your name. Kenetix-san? Sorry. If you're here, let me know how I can pronounce your name. Oh, looks good. Oh, really? Okay, good. よかった。But I know, I'm like so impressed with how Instagrammy this post is. But thank you for joining. Thank you so much for joining the challenge. So I really like this style of paper too. I don't think I've ever seen this kind of thing before. It looks really nice. I really also like how you're writing in hiragana too. I think that's gonna help a lot. 頑張ってるけど、さんごめん。さになってるの訂正しないと。そうなんですよね。So, just a little bit, just a little tiny thing about it. Japanese is phonetic, but it can be really hard when you're trying to listen to it carefully. セラさんこんばんは。ごきげんよう。英語ですけれどもゆっくりしていってください。よろしければ。So for example, こんにちは. It sounds like we're saying こんにちは, right? Like the ni part, you can't really hear it too well. But in reality, this, the third one, it's こんに. It's ni instead of i. So it's really small things like that, but the more you get used to it, the better you're gonna get. But yeah, and then like for example, I'm sorry, ごめん instead of it's actually な ごめんなさいおやすみなさいはじめまして Let me type it in. So こんにちは and ごめんなさい. I think it's really hard because the biggest difference, again, I can only speak English and Japanese, so when I talk about Japanese and when I try to come up with examples, the only thing that I can come up with in English, so sorry. But for example, the biggest difference between Japanese and English is how clear the pronunciation is supposed to be. I feel like in English, if you mess up one pronunciation, it like messes up a lot, right? Like you have to speak really clearly. In Japanese, culturally, you don't really have to speak clearly all the time. It's not like you're supposed to mumble or anything, but sticking together the sounds are completely fine in Japanese, which I'm guessing is the reason why you kind of feel like you're hearing こんにちは、ごめんなさい instead of こんにちは or ごめんなさい. So, just be careful of those, but you're doing so good. なるほどかな? But yes. So either way, good job. This person has been posting like every single day. It's so good. See? この方ね、毎日投稿されてるんですよ。So good. Also, これね、I just wanted to get this. Today is 今日. It's also my bad because I haven't really I haven't really put this on. I haven't made a video on this. Wait, how do I get? Oh, there we go. I guess we don't need to stress the N sound. Yeah, when you speak, when you pronounce it, yeah, you don't really have to stress the N sound too much. It's not like na, you can just say na, which is the reason why it sounds more of like the vowel of, not the consonant. It sounds more of like the vowel of the letter. So today is 今日. I'm gonna type it in the chat. I don't know if you can see. The middle part is the small yo. Combining the big ki and the small yo makes the pronunciation kyo. If you write the big ki and big yo together, you just pronounce it ki yo. So kyo instead of ki yo. Again, this is another one that is really hard. But either way, good job. 素晴らしいです. Good job ですよ. Okay. So, I'm not gonna go through all of them, sorry. But I just decided that I wanted to pick up some of them. はい。ということで、this one's so good too. Day 9. This person is going so fast. Good job. はい。と、看護師. I think this is actually a really なほねコロネスキなほねってね I think this is one of the words that is really interesting. So nurse in the modern days, and when I say modern days, I literally mean for like the past 10 years, we started calling them 看護師. Before that, it was 看護婦. The kanji for fu meant woman. I know it sounds a bit sexist, right? The word actually changed because of how people were like, identifying nurses as females sounds a little bit sexist. And so we started using the word shi, which can be for anybody, for both genders. Like, 教師. 教師 means teacher. I don't know, 栄養士, a nutritionist. She is a kanji or a word that means professional. Yeah, Zero Cloud. That is where I heard コロネスキーで合ってるそうですよ. I like how you're being able to communicate between Japanese and English. That's kind of cool. So either way, good job. 素晴らしいです。よく頑張りました。Okay. I believe this is from today. This post was from today. Was it? I believe so. Hi. This person is getting into learning verbs. Good job ですね。探す、取る、弱い. So 弱い is a e adjective. 探す、取る, those are verbs. When you learn verbs, or well, I guess adjectives too, try to know how people use it with other words. For example, for e adjectives, it might be useful to try to learn words or nouns that's paired with those adjectives a lot. Like for example, 弱い, weak. I don't know, I can't really think of anything weak at the moment. 弱いパソコン, a weak computer. Or 弱いのび太くん. Do you know のび太くん from Doraemon? 弱いのび太くん. Well, things like that. It might be useful. But either way, good job. ということで everybody, clap to Kinetics-san. I'm pretty sure that's just her ID, but 素晴らしいです。Good job. Claps. I'm gonna be expecting claps on the chat. はい。888パチパチパチパチそうです。Oh, by the way, for those of you who are wondering why Japanese people put 8 on as claps, it's because 8 is pronounced hachi, and claps, the onomatopoeia for claps is pachi. Close enough, right? So by for example, Emilia-san here typing in 8888, it's gonna be read pachi 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 pachi. Clap. So that's what it is. ということで、パチパチパチ。素晴らしいです。Good job. Great job. Okay, we're gonna go on to Twitter posts. I know a lot of you are on Twitter, so again, thank you so much for posting. I believe I got like what? 1, 2, 3... なんだ 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 6 times 6, 36 posts. Dang, you are doing so good. So I might skip some for the time's sake, but either way, great job. I just wanted you all to know that. So this. Okay, so for Twitter, I thought about categorizing or like going through one person at a time, but didn't have time to do that, so we're just gonna go through day by day. So starting from April 11th, Strawberry Sun, there you are. Progress so far. So I believe we did go through this last time, but I'm using a dialogue from Dragon Quest for sentences. So Strawberry-san is trying to be able to play Dragon Quest in Japanese. I think this is super cool. So, 素晴らしい。頑張ってくださいね。I like Dragon Quest. 私もドラクエ好き。Okay. And then, Hadid-san, good job! 買います、取ります、送ります、働けます、なくします、見つけます。ということで、N5 verbs. Good job! One thing I would recommend is to try to know the original dictionary form of the verb and the masu form. I know it sounds like a lot, but it will help in the long run. So for 買います originally, 買う、取ります、取る、送ります、送る、働きます、働く、なくします、なくす、見つけます、見つける。So that will be the dictionary form. So if you don't know what dictionary form and the masu form of verbs are, dictionary forms are basically just how you would find verbs on the dictionary. Masu form is how you would end a sentence. Ajuka-san, こんにちは。ごきげんよう。Good evening. Welcome. So, because in Japanese, verb comes at the end of the sentence. Because of that, we have a lot of different ways of ending sentences in Japanese. In other ways, we have a lot of verb conjugations as well. Masu form is the polite way of ending a sentence. But sometimes you might even have to use a verb in the middle of the sentence, or you might have to change a verb into a noun. I'll go through that again another time, but having that in mind, it might be a little bit useful to know both ways. But either way, good job, 素晴らしいです。お疲れ様です。Thanks for mentioning that. I'll search for it. よかったです。I'm glad if it helps. My personal advice is that you might want to just memorize the dictionary format first, and then the masu format. There's like this math equation thing. I like to just call it math equation, but there's a way that you can put things into the masu form. It's not like English when there's not really much of a rule. There's actually a rule in Japanese, which makes it a little bit easier. If you're interested, let me look it up actually. I have a little bit of, I think I have grammar videos that I mentioned this. あるかな? Masu. Okay, yeah, I do have masu form. I'm trying to get used to advertising myself. If you're wondering. But if it actually helps, hope this helps. I'm gonna put it on the chat. This is the video that I talk about how to make verbs into a masu form. So, excuse me. Good job, Hadil-san. そう、本当に good job です。But so yeah, I think it might be easier for you to just memorize the original verb format or dictionary format is how a lot of people call it, and get used to being able to conjugate it into the must form. Might just be easier in the long run, but at the moment, I don't know if it will really help. But either way, 本当に素晴らしいです。It's so awesome. Good job. お疲れ様です。Okay, and then we have Hadiru-san again. I just wanted to say, you're doing so good. Hadiru-san. I really can't feel that I'm actually studying unless I memorize what I studied through handwriting practice. This is how I feel all the time. I always feel like I have to write things down, so good job. I don't know if anybody has done this before, but if you're a person who really learns a lot from like writing a lot, I like to get like really crappy scrap paper and just start writing. Like, I don't even look at it. Like, when I'm trying to memorize something, I just kind of scribble on it. And then, because it's scrap paper, I don't even have to worry about, keeping it. I just throw it away. Like, I have my notes that I like to write really nicely and neatly. And then I have the scrap paper that I just throw away, and I don't really care too much about how my handwriting is, and I don't even care if my letters are overlapping. I just do it so that I can kind of practice writing it down, or like practice so that my brain memorizes what things are like, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. It works for me. If anyone's interested, give it a try. Oh, Maina-san, こんばんは。はい、こんばんは。ようこそ。That handwriting looks so neat. I know, that's one of the biggest things that I've recognized from Hadiru-san's posts. Your handwriting looks like what all Japanese high school girls want. Like, everyone's obsessed with cute handwritings, and your handwriting isn't just neat, it's cute. ほんとかわいい。And I envy that.So good job for making me jealous. ということで、パチパチ。Everybody clap to Hadiru-san. 素晴らしいです。Good job. パチパチパチパチパチパチ。Man, I really wish I had good handwriting. OMG. But it's true, it's true.I don't know, it might be a thing because I went to an all-girls school, but I'm pretty sure it's a thing everywhere. Like, there's a few different kind of handwritings, if that makes sense. Like, there's cursives, right? That there's like I would say the more traditional way, but all high school girls, what we want, well, I'm not a high school girl anymore, but what we want is that like cute looking handwriting, like, it's so cute. ということで本当に good job です。Okay, we're gonna move on. はい。鬼崎、鬼歌詞、ごめん。I feel so bad. I always somehow say 鬼崎. Probably just, anime manga reference. My bad. But 鬼歌詞、ジョッケさん。Good job. Another day. More words, more to remember.I wonder if it's better to write 誕生日 or 誕生日. This is pretty hard, isn't it? ちょっとお水飲みます。Sorry, I'm gonna drink really quick. I like water. お水美味しいな。One thing I started to realize and appreciate more once I came back to Japan is how tasty the water is.I mean, how tasty the tap water is. I have so many friends around me who are so rich that they're like, oh, I buy mineral water. And I'm like, but tap water tastes so good. Why would you spend your money on mineral water when you can just get good water from the tap? The faucet. Anyways. 誕生日. I think I replied on Twitter, but 誕生日 will be the right way of pronouncing it. 誕生日 will be the right way of writing it. So a little trick about Japanese pronunciation is that whenever you find one of the 5 vowels in the middle of the in the middle of a word or at the end of the word, you usually kind of just elongate the previous letter. So, like 誕生日, let me write it down on the chat. 誕生日. Okay. I just wrote down 誕生日 on the chat in hiragana. If you can see, the second from the last hiragana is u, which is one of the 5 vowels, a, I, u, e, o, or a, e, I, o, u in Japanese, I guess. So having that, when you pronounce it, you're gonna elongate the previous sound, which is jo. So you actually don't say jo-u-bi, you say jo-bi, tanjo-bi. So it really depends on how you want to go around, if you want to try to learn the right way of writing it or if you want to learn the right way of pronouncing it. But that's the little trick when it comes to Japanese pronunciation. Hi. はい、失礼しました。But you can see this in a lot excuse me, in a lot of places. Sometimes it won't apply. For example, the word oki, which means big, there's 2 o's, right? You're not elongating the first o letter. You're gonna be having to say o twice. Oki. It won't make sense if you say o. Well, never mind. It does make sense. Oki. I should have come up with a different example. Kawaii. Kawaii. Well, never mind. I'll try to come up with a different example once I think of a good one. But anyways, you elongate a second sound. So that's a little trick. But yeah, if any of you were wondering, I don't know if you were, but Jokke-san, good job. Pats pats pats. We have a lot more from Jokke-san, don't worry. We have a lot more from you guys, from everybody. Okay. Oh, just wanted to put this out there. Takirami-san streams Pokemon Violet in Japanese to learn Japanese. I think that's cool. Just like last time, I will make sure that I'll post the links to any of the VTuber streamers that are participating in the challenge on the comment section down below. So make sure you check them out. I think it's really cool that he's... Sorry, I don't know if the gender of this person, so I'm gonna say they. I think it's really cool that they're trying to do games in Japanese. Playing games in Japanese is cool. My personal favorite or my personal recommendation is Animal Crossing if any of you are interested. The reason why is because they usually have furigana on it. Even when there's kanji, they actually put hiragana on it because Animal Crossing is kind of meant for little kids, right? Not that we really care, but... Okay, and then now we have Aristacho-san. 素晴らしいです. Aristacho-san has been teaching me a lot about Spanish, and I'm getting more and more interested about it. Behind one day, but gonna compensate for this weekend and maybe do some extra. Good job. But again, I know I'm starting to feel a bit bad because, you know, my intentions for this challenge probably was good, but then I really planned it really last minute. I feel like I'm asking a lot from you guys, but you're still doing great. 頑張ってください. I also really like the kanji. 見て. Look at this. I don't even know how to... I mean, I do, but I never really... Like, I don't think if somebody came to me and told me to write chirio, which means to treat an illness in kanji, I think I'll be like, wait, what? I don't even remember how to write it. Fuji-san はわかるかな? I think I can write Fuji-san. But like, 結納品とかな? I don't think I will be able to remember from the top of my head how to write 結納品. 私漢字がほんと弱々なんで、誰かに突然治療とか結納品漢字で書きなさいとか言われたら、え？ってなると思うんですよね。So, at least your kanji is probably better than mine, so. Good job. I wish I was that good in kanji. ということで、パチパチパチ。Good job for even trying to write in kanji. Kanji's hard. I don't even know how people do it. I don't like kanji. Oh, see? Again, Shinsu-san streams on Twitch. So again, go follow. I think it's super cool. 意外だ。本当ですか？私、本当漢字苦手なんですよ。パチパチパチ。Well, let me actually explain the reason why I'm really bad at kanji though. The reason why I'm bad at kanji is because I loved to read. Like I believe when I was in elementary school, I would read like 15 picture books a day. When I was in high school, I didn't even listen to classes, which is bad, but I would probably read like 3 books a day. Like literally 3 books a day. Like paperback, hardcover, didn't matter, 3 books a day. I would go to my high school library in the morning, and I think the limitation of books that I could borrow was 3 or 5. I think it was 3. I would borrow 3 books. I would read it throughout morning classes, and then I'll probably have like, one of them knocked out, but I'll have 2 left. I will go return 1, borrow another one. On the way back home, I'll read another one, and before I went to bed, I would finish reading another one. The problem with that is that the more advanced books that you read, they get rid of furigana. And so the more I read, the more I kind of started guessing how those kanji were being read, and the rest is history. I just suck at kanji. コメ欄漢字問題で溢れてたら大変なので、ちょっと本当にね、やめてほしいんですよ。ダメなんですよ、漢字、難しい漢字書かないで。So please, my Japanese friends here, please do not write too many hard kanji for me on the comments. I just can't. そう、ちょっと弁明をさせていただきますと、私がなんで漢字がこんな苦手になったかって、読書家なんですよ。本の虫なんですよね。小学校の頃とか、1年生の頃とかね、毎日絵本10冊みたいな。高校生の頃とかでも、全然毎日3冊ぐらい読んでたんですよ。もう授業そっちのけでずっと本読んでたんで。地味妙量は読める？地味妙量は読める？でもその後のは読めない。何これ？吉坂語。Do you see how they're like abusing me? Do you see how hard the kanji looks on the comments? 何？調量箱？調量箱ってこんな感じで書くの？ I have no idea. 調量箱は知らなかったです、真面目に。地味盛りは読める。でも、何が起こったかというと、あんまりにも、若めの時なんて言うんです？まだちっちゃい頃から、すごい適当に漢字を読んでたんですよ。本は好きだけど、振り仮名とか振らなくなるじゃないですか、そのうち。そうしてたら自己流の読み方が定着してきちゃって、最終的にこれです。なんでね。That's the reason why. But so again, everybody, don't worry if you feel like kanji is impossible. I feel like it's impossible, so it's not just you. It's not just you. はい。Okay, ハリルさん、again, so many great verbs ね。And then, okay, let's zoom in. 見てこの文字の綺麗さ。Look at how good. めっちゃ可愛い。I like your handwriting. I want a font like your handwriting. この文字のフォント欲しくないです？めっちゃ可愛い。字が綺麗。See, even my Japanese people chat is saying your handwriting is 綺麗 too. So good. But then, look, we have another person whose handwriting is so good. Colorful too. I know I love colorful. We have おばけちゃん。見て、おばけちゃんさんもめっちゃ字綺麗。How is it that you know how to balance words so well? I feel like Japanese or like any Chinese character-based languages can be really hard. But I don't know how you get those like really nice balance of letters. おばけちゃんね。おばけちゃんさん。 あいうえお順でやってくださってるんですよね。I actually really like how おばけちゃんさん is doing. They're going through the alphabetical hiragana order, あいうえお. And so by the time you learn a lot of the words, you at least like you be super used to お、あいうえお and then you can continue on. 見て、お疲れ様って書いてある。お疲れ様です。皆様もお疲れ様。書いてある。Good job. Wait, we have another one from おばけちゃん right after this. ちょっとおばけちゃんさんからこの後 またあるんでね。ほら、見てめっちゃ字綺麗。I don't get it. How is your handwriting so good? The word 驚く has difficult kanji. I couldn't write it. Oh, don't worry. Don't even worry. It's hard. But one thing about kanji, if you're interested, I think I mentioned this in one of the Japanese 101 streams that I did. But if you're trying to get into kanji, there's one way that I would personally recommend, which is to go through the Japanese elementary school kid way. So, for those of you who are trying to learn Japanese as a second language or a foreign language, the resources that you have, for example, on the internet, through textbooks, those are kind of more catered towards people who are trying to, for example, study in Japan or like to work in Japan. So they will just like bombard you with kanji that will be used in everyday life. So you're going to be learning a lot more kanji that, again, you might use in everyday life. But the Japanese elementary school kid way is a little bit different. We start learning kanji in Japanese elementary school, first grade. And when we study it, when we learn it, we start learning from kanji that has smaller stroke numbers. So we start by kanji that has like 1 stroke, 2 stroke, 3 strokes. あ、キヨさん、はい、こんにちは。なんかすごいさらっと英語で書いてんの面白いな。It kind of looks like Obake is focusing on the stroke order too. It looks really good. I agree. I really agree with that too. But for example, let's look at Obake-chan's the kanji. For example, this one, or okay, this one, like oriru, you can kind of see that there's a lot fewer strokes, right? Oriru, I don't know if you can see can you see my cursor? No, you can't see my cursor, my bad. The second from the top on the right side, oriru, to go down, there's only 3 strokes on this one. This might be taught in Japanese elementary school. But for example, odoroku, like Obake-chan saying, has crazy amount of stroke orders. Odoroku って書き順じゃないけど、何筆ですっけ ?1、2、3、4、5、6、1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、11、12、13、14、15、16、17、18、19、20。I believe, if I'm not counting wrong, I think there's 22 stroke orders. 今日海外の人に英語で話しかけられて全然言葉が出なかったのが悲しかったですね。じゃあ私と練習するしかないっすね。驚くって22で合ってます？すいません。ちょっと誰か教えて。So, well, either way, 驚く, for example, is about 22 hand strokes. So you can tell how much more complicated it can be. So again, what I recommend for those of you who are trying to study kanji, if you're trying to get into kanji, but it's not like urgent, it's not like you have to learn Japanese like really urgently because you landed a job or something, I recommend you just looking up something like Japanese elementary school first grade kanji and start from there. The best way is that. The reason why, again, is because they will start teaching you kanji with fewer stroke orders. Fewer brush strokes, and those kanji that you're going to learn is going to be radicals or parts of more advanced kanji that you're going to learn later on. If that makes sense, because kanji is 22. あ、やっぱ22画で合ってます。よかった。I think I was right, 22 for 驚く。Like, I don't know, let's try to, like, odoroku, the kanji has 3 different parts. It will be so much easier if you knew those 3 different parts before having to write this. I know how to write it just because I know the 3 other parts and I tried to build on it. That's how I was taught in school. Thanks for mentioning that. I was wondering how I should start studying kanji. Oh, I'm so glad it actually helped. There's a lot of free resources out there, and maybe in like 2 years I will start teaching kanji on YouTube. But again, that's my personal favorite way or advice that I can give. So don't worry that you can't write kanji that is a little bit too advanced, because as you can tell, it's a really complicated one. But either way, good job. 素晴らしいです。拍手。Clap clap. Clap clap towards everybody. よし。Okay. Let's continue on. はい、Strawberry さん。レミリアさん。To not be able to leave the very first room in the game, this may go down in history as the slowest playthrough of Dragon Quest ever. I think this is super cool. The reason why also because, look at it, Dragon Quest doesn't have furigana. ドラクエフリガナないんですよね。So you're actually learning how to read the kanji as you go. So, what can I say? It might sound like the slowest, but I think it's the most effective Dragon Quest playthrough of all times in history. ほんとすごい。そこでまず武器や防具を買い揃えるといいですよって言ってる。I kinda wanna play Dragon Quest. Is there like a computer, like PC version Dragon Quest? 私ドラクエ好きなんですけど、PC バージョンってあるんですかね？それともやっぱりなんかスイッチとかじゃないとダメなのかな。Wait, we have Onikashi Jokke-san. This is yesterday, and just as the example sentence, I'm having fun learning every day. やった！みんな、it's a really important and also a famous thing when people start, well, in the education field, but you only learn, well, you learn a lot more when you are having fun. I mean, obviously. So, if some of you are starting to feel like this is getting a bit too much for you, I would just think that it's better for you to take a break, relax, and then come back when you feel better. But Jokke-san seems to be having fun, so that's awesome. ナンバリングのドラクエはないかもですね。やっぱそうなんですか。私スイッチね、ライトしか持ってないんですよ。買うしかないのかな。そのうち買います。Okay, Alice Taitsu-san, I have 2 days to compensate for. Gotta do that this weekend. It's okay. Don't try too hard. But I see kusa. Oh, shit. So, I don't know, for example, Alice-san. I don't know if Alice-san's here. I'm guessing Alice-san lives on the other side of the globe. So might not be. But I don't know if you can tell from his handwritings. He has 3 kanji or 4 kanji that looks very similar to each other. O means king, shu, master, tama, gyoku, sphere, precious stone, and kuni is country. So, ノーマルスイッチだとできてライトだとできないゲームとかあるんです。ないんですけど、配信できないんですよ。なんかノーマルのスイッチ買って、でなんかね、ちょっとめっちゃ高いよくわかんない機械を買わないと配信できないんですよ。私ゲームなんで配信でするかって、なんか配信ですると、気持ちいい。私でも配信してるから、みたいな。よくわかんないんですけど、なんかちょっと仕事感出て、なんか、いい気がするんですよ。So for example, shu, master, and king, you can kind of tell how these words are really close or similar together in meaning, right? The only difference between these 2 kanji is the little extra stroke on the top of master or shu. Tama, gyoku, sphere, stone, imagine. Usually it's the kings that has like really precious stones on their, I don't know, on their crowns or something. Similar kanji. Kuni is a kanji that surrounds the kanji sphere or precious stone around. Imagine, because when a country is made, usually there's something really precious inside, right? And it's surrounded by walls. And so this is how you learn kanji. And again, this is how Japanese kids learn kanji. We probably learn the kanji for king, monarch, o first, and then then we start learning kanji that you can add extra strokes on it. And, it's the easiest way. Okay, so Are-san, good job. Good job this. Patch, 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 patch. Okay, we're gonna go through it really quick. Okay. HDMI をキャプチャーボードにそれキャプチャーボードなんです。キャプチャーボード、そう。キャプボってやつ。だからちょっとね、お金も時間もかかっちゃうんですよね。まあでもそのうちしたいんですけどね。Even though there's vocabulary I already know, it's best to include them anyway because revising is key to learning. Yes, exactly. If you feel like you're falling back, this might be another thing that you can do. Just write down the words that you already know, and that's totally fine as well. I think another key of learning is to feel satisfaction. To feel satisfied that you're actually learning, and to feel satisfied that you're doing good. So, that might be the thing that you can do too. And again, like Jokke-san said, revising is key to learning. そうです。死ぬほど安いけど最低限使えるキャプチャーボードありますね。今売ってるかわかんないけど、なんか1万ちょっとぐらいであるの知ってるんですよね。なのでね、そのうちするか。Eric-san, on April 10th, I wrote 2-digit numbers. I think I'm getting a hang of it. The day after, I learned a few words of objects I commonly use and made sentences with them. He made sentences! Not sure I'm using numbers correctly, and then wrote the alphabet again. It's always hard. I think like trying to get the alphabet, the hiragana down is the hardest part. But look, I see lesser and lesser color of red. The red color, I see less red than the last time. So, that's really easy. This is a really, sorry, I can't really speak well today. It's really easy to spot the progress. So, good job. 素晴らしいです。イレットさんはね、ひらがなをまだ、頑張られてる段階なんですけど、いつも赤でね、間違えたのを書き直されてるんですよ。赤の少なさ見えます？初めて見た時ね、多分半分くらい赤で直してたんですけど。So good. Good job. パチパチパチパチ。Okay. And then I have this. Sorry, this is a video, but I actually promised to sing the song today because it is spring in Japan and Germany, but not in my country since we only have rain season and dry season. I learned a Japanese folk song and tried to read it to test my reading and pronunciation. Well, probably cringe in a few months. It's okay. That's how I feel all the time. Don't worry. But, yeah, I guess Sakura season's ended. Probably not in like the northern part of Japan. なんか桜のシーズン終わっちゃいましたけど but we have a song. Wait. It's a little bit embarrassing for me too, but I'm gonna try to sing it. ちょっと恥ずかしいんですけど歌いますね。ちょっと先にお水飲もう。I also don't really remember the lyrics, right? We have like folk song. Is it a folk song? Sakura. Sakura って打っただけで桜美子さん出てくるのすごいですよね。違う。夏川りみさん出てきた。そっちじゃない。森山直太朗さん出てきた。違う。桜なんですよ。桜。There's so many songs with the title of 桜。野山に里にね。I need the 野山に里に version. Apparently, this song was made around the Edo period. はい、じゃあ歌おう。I don't know if any of you are interested, but it goes like 桜弥生の Wait, no, that's what I learned. I think the one Iret-san wrote was the newer version of the lyrics. Never mind. ちょっと、なんかね、歌詞2つあるらしいんですよ。弥生の空のやつと、野山の里のやつと。I think the one Iret-san wrote is 桜野山も里も。あ、ちょっと待って、I think I made it a bit too low. 見渡すか。桜野山も里も 見渡す限り霞か雲が朝日に匂う桜花盛り Okay, that's the song. I think everyone in the USA has heard this melody. Really? How come? なんで? I'm gonna get the background music back. But yeah, so that's the song. Good job! 桜桜弥生の空は見渡す限り I like the song. It's a pretty song, isn't it? ことをやったことあります、桜。私もやったことある。私ね、高校、まあ、ちょっと、金出してないんですけど、お嬢様逆境に行ったんで。お嬢様学校行ったらね、音楽の時間、ことやるんですよ。びっくりしちゃった。しかもなんか全然ね、経験者とかいて、ことの経験者覚えてないですけどね。綺麗ですね。あ、よかった。レピオ。Thank you. 弥生の空はが2番。そうなんですか？私ね、弥生の空はね、の方を小学校とかでは習った記憶がある。But yeah, that was the song. Okay, next. I forgot how many days of study I have to do. Anyways, feel free to guess where these lyrics are from. わかんない。なんだろう。さらちて。君の左手、僕の右手をつないでつなげて始めよう。Can anybody guess what song this lyrics is from? I heard it in a Japanese restaurant and then fell in love with it. Anyway, thank you for singing it. Oh, thank you. Thank you for saying that. But, oh, by the way, your handwriting was really neat too, Yuritsan. Just needed to say that. Tero. あ、違った。Tero. 飼い猫の毛のツヤが悪くなった。I don't know. 飼い猫の毛のツヤが悪くなったっていう歌詞。I'm gonna ask my Japanese people to guess. 飼い猫の毛のツヤが悪くなったの歌詞をちょっと皆様教えて。Please tell me. I don't think I know. But either way, good job. Hi. Okay. ジョーケさん I couldn't sleep because I had forgotten something, but here's today's portion. It's become part of my daily routine, so it's going to be difficult to forget moving forward. Yay! The last word, 慎重, I got from a friend. 慎重に行くとかね. Could be fun to ask more. Yeah, if you have any friends who are Japanese speakers, or if you have any oshi who are Japanese, you can just try to learn from them. Like, for example, reading, you can learn from reading their tweets and stuff. That works too. 素晴らしい。And then, ジョッケさん so good at being so consistent. Another week done. I'm slowly putting all the words on flashcards, but since my handwriting is terrible, it takes twice as long. Twice. Don't worry, I have a bad handwriting too. I don't think making flashcards really worked for me just because I don't like my handwriting. But good job. Like, I feel like when it comes to flashcards, making them is one of the hardest hardest parts. Okay, Alice Tatsuo-san said, I did not compensate for the missed days. The sleepiness won over me. なんだと It's fine. It's fine. 大丈夫. As long as you keep on going, that's actually what matters. Okay, so next I'm gonna put 3 of them together. This is from Kai-san, if you remember. If you know, I actually did a collab with Kai-san the other day. And I taught Japanese words that you can use to travel around Japan, because Kai-san's actually traveling to Japan pretty soon. Okay, so Kai-san has body parts. 目とか耳とかありますね。Good job. ちょっと待って。I started this sheet 1 over a week ago and just didn't get a chance to post it because things got heckin' busy. But time to do some serious catch up time. Either way, good job. よくできました。 素晴らしいです。素晴らしい。パチパチパチ。Claps from me.Okay, now we have おばけちゃんさん。おばけちゃんさん is now moving on to the cut line. かきくけこ家業に行ってますよ。海外、会議、会話、帰り、帰る、確認する、学部。学部飾る、家事、かしこまりました。かしこまりました。One thing I really like about おばけちゃん 's handwriting is how natural it looks. なんかおばけちゃんさんの、文字って結構なんか日本人っぽいみたいなところございません？すごくなんか慣れてるからかこういう文字にすごく読みやすい。I feel like it's a lot easier for me to read it because I feel like I know so many people who writes like this. It's not just neat, but it's, I don't know. I feel like it looks really natural. So, good job. 素晴らしい。パチパチパチパチパチパチ。Okay.So now we have a lot of ジョッケさん。Keep up on a moment and I want and need to learn more. このまま勢いをつけてもっと勉強したいししなければならない。Do you see how ジョッケさん starting to post his Twitter in Japanese? I mean, he always did, but 素晴らしいです。パチパチパチ。ほら。見て、もうフル日本語、フル日本語。This is now like fully Japanese. 日本語に変えた方がいいのかもしれませんね。っていつか本当にカラオケに行きたいです。今のところフラッシュカードは4分の1ほど終わってます。手書きはひどいです。わら使ってるし、わら。how cool is that? It's like fully in Japanese. 最後の文章はいいわけではありませんが、私にとってはこの方が理解しやすいです。お母さんのお弁当が懐かしいって。いつもチョコのお菓子が隠されていたって。かわいい、なんか。so good. ほらね、見て。私の自動ツイートが2024年に設定されていたようです。Who uses 設定 so naturally? 昨日の私のリストです。ね。すごっ。同じものを表す言葉でも違うシチュエーションが、使うシチュエーションが違うものがたくさんあるんです。少なくとも私はそう理解してるようです。それはちょっと難しいですね。確かにちょっと難しいですね。So, ジョッケさん here is saying that he's starting to learn that there's words that means and written the same way, but depending on the situation and circumstances that it's being used, it can mean something really different. I think that's one thing about Japanese. Because of how Japanese being a phonetic language, that might be the case of why we have a lot of words that are written the same but means different things.So this is the hard part of the language, isn't it? You just have to guess it. Japanese being a high context language, you just have to guess the context right. But the more you get used to it, the more natural you're gonna sound. He's so good with the grammar. I agree. ほんとね、文法がね、それはもちろんなんかすごいツイッターっぽいかって言ったらツイッターっぽくはないですよ。でもものすごい文法がしっかりされてるんですよね。His grammar is spot on. なんか私の目から見ても、こうした方がナチュラルだよみたいなのがあったとしても、この文法の使い方間違えてるよっていうのがないんですよね。There's not a single thing that I can see that I'm like, oh, that's not the right way of using the grammar. So that's awesome. Good job. ほんとすごい。And then, see, 牛乳、面白い言葉ですね。ミルクも使われるのでしょうか。To answer the question here, ジョッケさん says 牛乳 milk. 面白い言葉ですね。That's an interesting word. The reason why is because 牛 means cow, new means milk. Cow milk is how we say it. ミルクも使われるのでしょうか。So I would say ミルク is used for things that are not cow milk, and also when people like to name products.And make it sound a little bit more Western, I would say. So for example, you know I rescue dogs, right? I don't really know about any other animals, but for dogs, they really like goat milk. Especially when they're kids, like, you know, when they're puppies, they really like goat milk. It's high in nutrition and they really like it. Goat milk,We call it yagi milk. Yagi is the name for goat in Japanese. Yagi milk. And so I feel like that's the thing. That's always the case. We use milk for milk that is not produced by cows, or that is not really, I would say, traditional. Because, well, guess what? We actually have been drinking or using milk for quite a while. the oldest form of cheese or something that is like cheese that you can see in the Japanese history dates all the way back to like 7th century, I think. So, 牛乳 is actually pretty commonly used. 豆乳, that is soy milk. と, the kanji is beans, so bean milk is how it's called, soy milk. Almond milk, for example, is just almond milk because we never really had almonds until pretty recently. So yeah, that's the difference. So good job. I don't know if that like answers the question, but that's my answer. はい。いつもと違うことやってみました。Okay, so I want all of you to try to, again, I will post all the links to VTubers and streamers on the comment section down below after the stream is done. But he's actually speaking in Japanese. He's posting practices in Japanese. So that's super cool. ジョッケさんね、実はですね、Twitter で実際、喋ってるんですよ。話してるんですよ。日本語でね、すごいので、で、また、この、なんて言うんだっけ、これ、チャレンジか。このチャレンジに参加してくださってる VTuber の方とか配信者の方のリンクは、後ほどコメント欄に貼っておきますので、ちょっとね、ぜひね、見に行ってみてください。So, yeah. Anyways, that's all for Jokke-san for now, I guess. So, everybody clap. 本当にすごい。お疲れ様です。Okay, now we have Hadira-san. Hadira-san. Review only because I was sick. No! I hope you feel better now. 大丈夫だといいな。Hadira-san, 大丈夫ですか? Are you feeling better now? Don't overwork yourself, okay? Resting is a part of learning. なので、ちょっとね、体調崩されてたようなんですけれども、忘れちゃいけないのがね、勉強することの一環には休むことも入ってますから。So, make sure that you are okay with resting. And then 見て、look at all the verbs たくさん。日本人の私より圧倒的に読みやすい字だって言ってて悲しくなってきた。それ多分すごい喜ばれるんで、訳しちゃいますよ。Hadira-san, yes, totally okay now. Okay, that's good. By the way, Zero Cloud-san here said, your handwriting is so much better and so much easier to read than my handwriting as a Japanese. I'm getting sad as I say this. So, I hope you understand how good your handwriting is now. All of us Japanese people are envying your handwriting. ほんとすごい。Oh shoot, my bad. The screenshot cut off. スクショがなんかちょっとカットされちゃった。でも、もらえます、借ります、貸します、教えます。私は日本語を教えます。I teach Japanese. 習います to learn. 皆さんは日本語を習います。皆さん、all of you, 日本語を習います。習う means to learn. All of you are learning Japanese. とかね。休みます。休んでください。Make sure you rest. 休んでください。You're doing good. Thanks for keep saying that. It's not me that said it, so I hope you know that. We're all getting jealous of each other, it seems. We're all getting jealous of each other. That seems to be the little thing here today. But, Hadira-san, 本当にすごいです。パチパチパチパチパチパチ。よく頑張りました、本当ね。Okay, so last but not least, look, we have Strawberry-san. Hi, Lemilia-san, your turn. Progress post, I decided to add the non-kanji vocabulary as well. Although these are hard to identify correctly sometimes, the vocabulary in this game is slowly coming together. Look at this, what? Much of it reuses the word I already noted down. パチパチ、そうそうそう。パチパチですよ。I think that is so cool. I don't know, I might make this into a challenge one day. But I think one thing that is cool about sticking to the same genre of things, or for example, sticking to the same anime, sticking to the same manga, in this case, sticking to the same game, which is Dragon Quest, I think what is cool is that you keep on revisiting the words that you are trying to learn. And so maybe chapter 1, you're trying to learn 10% of all the vocab that is going to be used in the entire game, right? And then maybe chapter 2, adding on to that 10%, you already are understanding that 10%, that's going to be the foundation of what you have. And then you're going to add on another 10%. By you hit chapter 10, for example, you might know 100%. I know the math doesn't work that way, but I think you're doing good. ミリアさんって東宝お好きですよね。うんって。私もバッドアップル好きですよ。もうそれしか知らないんですけど。流れゆく時の中でほら、そう気だるさに、ってね。好きですよ。ちょっとアピールしとこう。But okay, so actually that's gonna be it for all the posts from all the Twitter posts and Instagram posts from this week. I mean, not this week, for the past 2 weeks. So everybody, clap. Please clap for everybody. And wait, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do clap. Bad Apple, yeah, I used to have that video as my screensaver. Oh, that video is so good. I don't know how that was made such a long time ago. バッドアップルの PV めっちゃいいですよね。Okay, so everybody, clap! はい。And if you're one of those that are participating in this challenge, give yourself a pat in the shoulders. Because you deserve it. I wish I could hug you, but I can't. So instead of me hugging you, give yourselves a little self-love. Pat in the shoulders, hug yourself, do whatever makes you feel good. Drink water, stay hydrated, go to bed. Don't go to bed yet. But ということでね、以上でとりあえず皆様がね書いてポストしてくださったものすべてになります。過去2週間のものですね。So dang, that was a lot, wasn't it? I see a lot of progresses here. I really like to hear when you are like, I'm starting to understand more. So that's awesome. 本当に素晴らしいです。ということで皆様本当にお疲れ様です。Still don't have a Japanese keyboard. Oh, there's no need for a Japanese keyboard. For example, like the keyboard that I'm using now, it's not even a Japanese keyboard because I got it from somebody who's not a native Japanese speaker. So it's fine. 大丈夫よ。私のキーボード全然日本語のキーボードじゃないんで。Mac の方は全然日本語ですけどね。My MacBook is definitely a Japanese one, but the keyboard I'm using now is definitely not a Japanese one. You just have to go through settings. Don't worry. You can get it. Really easily. But yeah. Anyways, so that'll be it for the first part, the first half of the I guess stream. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me now and I will try to answer as much as possible. If not, I will end the stream, but is there anything that you would like to ask? とりあえずちょっとね、質問 Q&A タイムちょっとだけ設けようと思います。でも結構ね、いろんな質問答えさせてはいただいたのであるかわかんないんですけど、もしありましたらね、何か教えて。皆様お疲れ様でした。水木先生はまず体調整えてもらう。体調整ってるんですよ。それなんですよ。喘息持ちだとね、あんまり苦しいとかはないんですよね。しかも風邪の時の体調は完全に回復してるんですけど、ただ喘息あるあるで、まだ結構夜になったら冷えちゃったりするじゃないですか。こうやって温度差があるとね、夜に喘息出るんですよ。めんどくせえですよね、この体ね。なんなんだってね。There was a sentence where I gave up on figuring out a word. Do you want to see it? Yes, for sure. I noticed in that folk song and poem I learned the sentence didn't end with this. Is that allowed or only limited for poems? That's a good question. So while Lemiria-san or Strawberry-san is going through the sentences, let me answer that question. So this and masu is a way of ending sentences when we speak. People can use it when you're writing, but like you said, poems are a little bit different. Especially when it comes to songs, you're supposed to be able to have a certain rhythm, right? And so having that in mind, Japanese songs might not even have a right grammar structure, so to say. It might not follow grammar. It might just be, words jumbled up together. That's the biggest difference between poems and spoken speech, I guess. Or songs. イレットさんからのね、ご質問だったんですけど、桜のやつを、勉強してた時に気づいたんですけど、私はね、結構デスマス調に気をつけましょうって言うんですよ。やっぱり特に、インターネットであれなんであれ、人と話すってなったらデスマス調結構ね、大切になってくると思ってるんですよね。ただ、歌になるとデスマスで終わらない。なんでみたいなご質問をいただきました。でもやっぱりこれは詩的な文章と、純文学的なね、文学的な文章と話し言葉、書き言葉ってやっぱ日本語って違ってくるんですよね。その大きな違いですね。So, I believe it's the same in other languages too, but Japanese has very distinguished differences between spoken speech, written languages, poems, and other things too. If you are into Japanese classical literature, you will probably realize how different of a way people speak in those. And that can be because of the different timeline. Like, a lot of them were written like 100 years ago. But there can be a lot of big differences. And so, I know that a lot of people like to learn Japanese through songs, and that's cool. But just like anime and manga, I do recommend trying to learn words from it and not like as sentences. Hi, I understand languages evolve. Yes, languages evolve. そうです。Okay, レメリアさん、I think we got your sentence. The sentence was 冒険の書に旅の記録をしておけば、いつでも記録したところから旅を再開することができますよ。I don't understand the おけば。おけば。That's a good one. This is actually more of like 手おけば。手置くですね。So, does anybody know the 手 form? 話し言葉、書き言葉、始末書。なんで司法書始末書始末書書かなきゃいけなかったんですか？かわいそう。かわいそうつってね。So, I'm gonna type in the chat because, sorry, I don't know how to put things on. I don't know, can I put things on? できるかな？ Let me see if I can like put another text on it. テキストいけるかな？ OK。wait. I got it. 手 form. 手 form. Wow, this is so bad. Te form, I will explain this really quick. Te form is a way that you can combine more than one verbs in one sentence. So, for example, in this sentence that Remilia-san brought up, 冒険の書に旅の記録をしておけば、旅の記録をする。旅 means traveling. 記録 means to record. To record, that is the first verb of this game. To record your travels. This is, I'm guessing it's also this is also the, how do I call it? It's a word from Dragon Quest, right? It's a sentence from Dragon Quest. And then, いつでも記録したとこから旅を再開することができます。することができる。That's the ending of the sentence. Which means that this is kind of like a combination of two sentences made into one. Two simple sentences made into one sentence. So that is what the te form means. There's a certain way of conjugating it, but wait, where's the property? Okay, there we go. Te oku. Te oku is a word that means to do in advance. Okay, wow, that didn't go well. Here we go. Teoku means to do in advance. So by conjugating that verb onto a teoku format, it means to do this thing in advance. Okeba, there's a ba because the sentence is continuing on, so it's saying, if you do this in advance, you're allowed to do this, or you will be able to do this. Thanks. That's so helpful. Somehow I never heard of Teoku. Oh, it's okay. It's actually a little bit more advanced, I think. But because, Japanese people like long sentences, and this is one of them, I would say. I'll try to make a video soon explaining the te form, because I think a lot of you are at the point where you're advanced enough that you're probably gonna start realizing or seeing a lot more longer sentences, and when you do that, you're gonna encounter te a lot. When you see a te right after a verb in the middle of the sentence, just know that that's kind of like the and for verbs. And as in like AED. Well, I will write that down. ちょっと待って。te form? てけってね、私は、日本、なんて言うんでしょう。動詞のための and って説明するのが好きなんですよ。and for verbs. It's here. No wonder why they speak so fast to finish long sentences. Yes, and you know how, like, for example, in English, I remember in university, the first paper that I've ever wrote, I got a pretty bad score. And I think that was because of the big cultural difference. I remember my professor telling me that, you're not supposed to write sentences that are longer than so-and-so, like, words. In Japanese, you actually can do that. That's actually okay. And so that's why, I don't know, I think that can be one of the biggest differences of how you're gonna encounter a lot of sentences that are really long if written in English or translated into English will be butchered, or like not butchered isn't the right word, will be divided into 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or more sentences. And so this is one of them. Te form, and for verbs, te oku, to do in advance. Okay, so I hope that helps. Thanks for asking. はい、ということで、I don't know, if anybody else doesn't have any questions, I guess I'll end here today. もし他にご質問とかがね、なかったらここら辺で本日は終わろうかなと思うんですけれども。Anything else? If not, just type in no in the chat. なかったらなしって書いてください。No one's typing in no. はい、先生。はいはなしじゃないんですよ。I can't end. 終われないじゃないですか。Okay, I'm guessing that's a no. Is it a no? No. Okay. Okay, so I guess that's a no. Oh. ない。かわよ。私の可愛い生徒さんたちみたいなね。But Yay! No. Okay, good. So, なし。お、ちゃんと漢字使ってる方がいらっしゃいますね。マイナさん漢字使ってらっしゃる。Well, if that's the case, I guess that'll be it for today. Again, thank you so much for joining, and especially for those of you who are joining the challenge. I guess, again, I know how busy everybody is. Life isn't easy. Working is hard. Studying is hard. Being a student is hard. Like, having a social life is hard. But within those, like, really hard times of your life, I really appreciate that you're having that motivation. You're even trying to learn a language that is probably very foreign for a lot of you. So again, thank you so much for joining. I hope this helped. I will do this again in 2 weeks. So we'll be doing a follow-up stream every 2 weeks. So the next time, when will the next time be? It will be May. Did you know that May is coming up soon? Gosh. The next time we'll hold this will be the 8th of May. It's gonna be May. I don't know if I'm ready for May. So next time will be May. Keep on posting on Twitter. If you're on Instagram, you can post there too. I'll try to look for it. I will try to. I know I have been really bad at like retweeting them and commenting on them, but I'll try to do a little bit better this coming week and in the next 2 weeks. Sorry, but I was a bit sick too. Just a little bit. So again, thank you so much for joining today. I will see you again soon. And before I end, let me read up your names. ちょっとね、終わる前に皆様のお名前を読ませていただけますね。where should I start? ここら辺 レミリアさん、ストロベリーさん、お疲れ様でした。ハディールさん、お疲れ様でした。セラさんも、なんか、ありがとうございました。なんか、たくさんコメントしていただいて、イレットさんもお疲れ様です。マイナさんもいつもありがとうございます。ゼロさん、大丈夫だ。問題ないって言われてますけれども。ありがとうございます。アレックさんもお疲れ様です。そう、笠谷さんもね、お疲れ様です。笠谷さんはいつも疲れています。はい、そうなんです。Okay, so I guess that'll be it. But thank you again for joining and I'll see you again soon. それでは皆様、ごきげんよう。そしてお疲れ様でした。それでは皆様、おやすみなさいませ。Good night. Oh, if you're still in morning or afternoon time, I hope you have a great rest of your day. アリーデンさんもお疲れ様でした。よくいらっしゃいました。Thank you for joining. それでは、さようなら。バイバーイ。待って。なんか、言っちゃった。サクカさんお疲れ様でした。ありがとうございました。Thank you for joining. それでは、今度こそ、this time for real. バイバイ。